I'm Hadiyah Argieard, and I love science because it answers the question, why? I was a super curious child, and I always had a million questions. I was raised by an aunt who had a third grade education and was a senior citizen. She didn't have all the answers to my million questions, but she was smart. She got me a set of encyclopedias, and she encouraged me to go to school. I had a curiosity that constantly led me back to science, nature, and technology. And the answers that I found were fascinating. But it wasn't enough just to know. I wanted to understand, and I wanted to teach her. And in order to teach her, I had to reach her. One day, she was actually teaching me how to make cornbread from scratch. And I blurted out, "This is chemistry." And she responded, "This is cooking." Well, we were doing the same thing that the chemists were doing. We were mixing ingredients, putting it in the oven, and coming up with an end product. Our end product just happened to be cornbread. Cooking is chemistry. This is actually when I developed my knack for making science related to non-science. And this is why I would be an amazing host for a show that makes science accessible to everybody. I dream of having a show that bridges the history of science with the future of it, paying homage to those who paved the way while inspiring the next generation to go beyond what's been done before. I'd like to ignite that spark of curiosity. My approach to hosting would be to remove all the complicated vocabulary and just teach. Make it easy. Make it fun. I think science is something that when you live it and you see that it's all around you, there's no mystery anymore. And that's why this show is important. Before, science was just a hobby with writing poetry, reading, and cooking. I actually was a math major when I started college at Alabama A&M University until I met a young lady named Aisha Fields. She saw me one day and converted me to physics by telling me it was a universal subject. From then, I fell in love with light and started studying lasers and optics. I eventually ended up at the University of Alabama at Birmingham, and I'm finishing a PhD in physics. I'm working on a laser treatment for cancer that can replace chemotherapy and radiation. After I graduated from college, my aunt died of cancer. She refused the treatments because she didn't want to lose her hair. And I thought, why can't we use lasers to have a treatment that's more localized? So that's what I've been working on, to develop a laser treatment for cancer that has no side effects. I've been using lasers and nanotechnology for this purpose. And nanotechnology is just a unit of measurement. It's a fancy word for small instruments. And nano is 1,000,000 times smaller than a meter. And nano is 1,000,000,000 times smaller than a meter. Or if you think about it this way, it's smaller than the eyelash of Abraham Lincoln on the back of the penny inside the Lincoln Monument. This nanotechnology is just one approach to solving cancer. Nanotechnology is just one approach to solving the problem of cancer. There are lots of other approaches. Let's explore together. We're here today with my colleague, Dr. Jason Warren, a PhD in pathology, and we're going to talk about cancer. Would it be accurate to say that cancer is a renegade cell and doesn't want to fit into the rest of the society of the body?
That's right. A cancer cell doesn't respond to the external signals that your normal cells respond to. So it could be characterized as a rebel or a renegade, yeah.
And what is it that you do that will help fight cancer?
Well, we work in the field of detection, and in detecting cancer or that renegade cell, it's important that we find a characteristic of the cancer cell that makes it unique, a characteristic that we can target and localize in order to explore therapeutic treatments and modes of detection.
So basically what you're saying is that if I go to the doctor, you'll be able to tell me if I'm sick earlier, resulting in me having a longer, better quality of life.
True, there is a correlation between successful treatment and time of detection. So if we can localize cancer based on these unique characteristics of cancer, and then use those characteristics to design a detection modality, we can find cancer earlier, and that would lead to a more successful treatment.
Thank you so much.